Hey everyone, Kale with Antique Book Collective, and today I'm getting to you guys with an interesting video about sourcing for your eBay store. However, I've talked about this sort of thing before, but I actually went out and did it a little bit myself this past week, and that is, you don't need to leave your own house to actually source for books. And I know some of you guys are going to be like, oh yes, my introvert dream is true, mwahaha, I never have to leave home again, and others of us are like, but I like leaving home. I like exploring. I like talking to people. For me, I'm one of those people. It's like, ooh, let's see what I can learn today from all these different people. I mean, I go to these estate sales and I chat with so many people, learn a whole lot of new things, and it's pretty cool. Of course, there's plenty of idiots that you talk to as well, and you're like, oh man, I share a planet with this guy. Wow, that brought down the gene pool. But most of the time, you're going to find people that you're like, wow, this was actually really fun to go out and chat with these people. However, this isn't a video about extroverts versus introverts versus idiots versus everyone else. This is a video about sourcing for your eBay store. So with all that being said, this video is just going to be about sourcing for your eBay store on eBay itself. You guys can go out and get the Gaylords of books, they call them. I've never done it before, but I've heard some good things. I've heard some bad things as well. You can go out on Amazon and buy some books. You can go out on all these different platforms and buy books or whatever else you sell for your store or your collection. And from there, you guys can actually get a lot more books than you could probably handle and probably more than you could ever list. And you can get them for an insanely good price. With all that said, though, let me just dive right on into things. So, as you guys can see here, I'm little Caleb mode right now. But as you guys can see, I am on eBay right now. I'm on incognito just to make sure that you guys don't get all of my super secret data on my name and all that sort of stuff. You guys know my first name. A lot of you guys don't know my last name. Mwahaha, I'm so secretive. You guys will never know. Mwahaha. Obviously, guys, I'm being very sarcastic today. It's a sarcastic day. But with that said, I'm on eBay, not sarcastic, and I just typed in Collier Dickens Set Antique. The reason why I'm doing that is because, one, it's the set that I actually purchased myself, and two, look at that. I got the book right here. So this isn't the one that I actually bought online on eBay yet. I'm still waiting for those to come in. And no, it hasn't been a long time. I'm just a little quick on the turnaround for this video. And I actually reached out to the seller of that particular set. And I was like, hey, I actually have a YouTube channel. And I shared your thing with my YouTube channel because you had a great deal going on, that sort of stuff. And from there, I was like, I need to do a video on this. But with that said, I have this book right here. It's part of a set. I have the rest of the set over here, and then a couple of the books over here. Well, actually, sorry, a few of the books. Not a couple. A couple's two. Okay. But as you guys can see, nice little book right here. I really love this set. This set is from the late 1800s. A lot of people will say it's the 1890s. I've seen some people specify 1895. Problem is, it's of the era where they didn't like putting in the date that they printed and published these things. I think they just like to see the world burn. So normally it would be at the bottom of the title page here, or it would be on the very next page where you would have the copyright information. However, there's no copyright information. So for this particular set, it's a little more difficult to look up the particulars of, well, when is this from? However, you do have enough data to still find this set. So this set, it's made by Collier. Collier, guys, I love Collier. They have amazing books. Their books last so well. Love them. But with that said, it's Collier. It's a Dickens set. If you want to be a little more specific, you could say Dickens Works set. Sometimes I even put in the word green because it's a green set, and I also put in the word antique because that's something that will help you find these books. With that said, though, as you guys can see, here are the listings. I'm just going to scroll through really quick. You guys can pause at any point if you want. You can look it up yourself. I don't care. But as you guys can see, there are at least 2 listings, maybe even more than 2. I don't know. I can't count that high. But quite a few listings. And as you guys can see, there's actually several pages of these listings. This is, when I first bought the set, it was more of a rare set on eBay. I didn't see basically any of them out there. However, fortunately, there are more of them on eBay now. Of course, most of these books that you guys are seeing are not actually from this set. If you guys recall, just 2 seconds ago, the front is solid green, the back is solid green, and they are thin books. Most of these books are not this particular set. However, they are similar sets, which people could still be interested in. However, I find this is the set. It's been my best set to date of people reaching out and being like, hey, can I buy just this one individual copy from you? I haven't had this one for 3 generations of my family. In fact, I just sold one of these to a lady. I want to say she was South Carolina, if I'm recalling correctly. And she was saying, yeah, it was my grandma's set, and I'm finally finishing it because you're the only person I could find that had this particular volume. So This set, guys, it is my favorite set just because of the stories that I've heard from all the people that I've helped finish these sets out with. I mean, I absolutely love it. In addition to that, I've made some decent money. As you guys can see here, I do only have a couple of them right here. Sorry, a few again. The rest of them, again, are over there. The reason for that is I'm actually finally listing these all out as individual copies. The extra ones that I actually just purchased, I'm also going to be selling as individual copies. That way I don't need to put up the whole set, have someone ask for 1 or 2 books, take it all down, take new photos, change a few things out. I don't need to do that now. I am just going to immediately have it be like, okay, you want this book and this book? I have those 2 listings. Get those listings. Here's 10% off or something like that because you are buying in bulk. That sort of thing. Move on. No relisting for me. I am done with that. I have literally done that at least a dozen times just for this individual set. That shows how many times I've sold stuff out of it. As I've outlined in other videos about this particular set, I bought the whole set of, I think there's like 38 books in the entire set, and I had 37 in the beginning. Out of all those, I could have made some really good money if I sold it as a whole set. If I got that last one, I could have made several $100s. However, I bought the whole set for $10, had a few people ask, hey, can I have this one book? So I ended up parsing it all out. I'm down to just 20 books now in this particular set. So I've, again, sold these a couple of times. I guess that doesn't make up at least a dozen. In retrospect, I'm sorry, guys. I've sold almost a dozen different times with this set. So with that said, though, it sells really well. I bought it for $10. I've definitely made my money back. In fact, I'm selling these individual copies now for $18 is my asking price plus shipping. So just one book selling, again, pays for the entire price of what I bought the entire set for. I'm not talking I bought them $10 a book. I'm saying I bought 37 books, if it's out of 38, for $10. I think I made out. That's what, 30 cents a book, just about. That's pretty decent. With that said, though, I hopped onto the sold listings for this. As you guys can see, there's not a whole lot of sold listings of this particular set. Here's one that's similar. However, it's not exactly the same. It's got some gold gilding stuff on the bottom, probably with the publisher info. I'm not going to check on that one because my computer's a little slow when I am doing videos and on eBay. But with that said, going on, here's a set that looks similar to mine, but mine has the text in the center of it. That one does not have it. Here's another one. Again, you got the gilding on the bottom. It's not mine, and those are also thicker. These are similar, not it. Similar, not it. Here we go. This is my set right here. I think Lewis Stevenson. I think that is correct there. Just confirming. But the reason why I'm taking you guys through all this, I'm going to have complaints, I know, but the reason why I'm taking you guys through all this is just to show you guys what sort of process I go through. This is something that you are going to be doing when you are listing these books yourselves. As it turns out, this is not the set I have, though. When you guys are listing these books yourselves, you are going to want to put in all the same information of these things, so then you can copy that person's listing. It saves you a lot of time, and you can also get an idea for the pricing of what you should do for your books. With that said, when you're doing this, sometimes you find people who have their stuff just underpriced enough that you look at it and you're like, I should buy that right here and right now because I can flip that and make some good money on it. So with that said, I don't see any listings right now that are sold listings, which is interesting because I bought one of them, so it's not showing up. But I don't see any sold listings. In fact, I just sold one of these as well, so I mean, probably should be showing up. But none of these are the ones that I did. But with that said, you can see that there is demand for this sort of book. You can see that there are a lot of people buying them. You can see all these different prices. They're pretty decent prices for books. I mean, just look at this 6-volume set sold for $80 plus shipping. That's pretty nice. This set here is a little bougier than this set here. This set here is a little more utilitarian. I still think it's a beautiful set. It's got some nice can't recall exactly what it's called when you have like the ink splatter on the text block. That was intentional, not just like ink splattering for no reason. But it's definitely a beautiful set what I have, but some of these are a lot prettier. With that said, though, I do have some other listings of this same set of books that I already went through and did the work for you guys. So don't worry, I'm not going to slowly click through all these ones that are still listed. I actually set aside several different ones. With that said, here's the first set. This person has 30 volumes of this set, 30 volumes for $250. That's pretty nice. Remember how I said I bought the whole set for $10 myself? that'd be a nice markup for me. They are charging $20 for media mail on top of that, which means that they are actually going to be losing a little bit of money out of this. Beyond just eBay fees, they're going to have to pay part of their sales to actually ship the set out, because this is a large set. It won't be able to ship out for just $20 most likely. With that said, here's the next one. This next one, guys, look at this. 4 books, $88. This set is valuable, guys. This person here, I think they're a little overpriced. The other guy was probably at least $100 underpriced. This guy's maybe $20 or so overpriced, because again, guys, I've sold individual copies of these. I'm currently trying to sell them for $18 each, but I've sold individual copies for as much as like $40 each. That was when I first got the set and was trying to make some money back. Since then, I've cut my price down to be more like $20. In fact, I've sold a couple of them for just like $10, just to really help people out, because let's face it, I've made my money on this set. I'm pretty happy. With that said, here is another person. They say that the set is just 30 books, which I guess that could be right. I feel like I have over number 30 though on what I have over there. Sorry guys, I don't know off the top of my head. But they say that they have a 30 book complete set. They say it's from the 1900s. It's probably the 1890s still, but they are close enough. I don't care. But they are selling these for $133. If you guys are trying to do this same sort of thing of finding sets of books and selling them for a profit, this one right here could be a very good option for you. The reason why I'm saying could is because I don't want no liability. I'm not your guys' mom. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to get scolded when you guys do stuff wrong. Do whatever you dandy well please. For me personally, I would strongly consider purchasing this particular set, because again, I've had so much luck with this set, selling individual copies for people. It's something that I could actually see myself doing for the rest of my days in my eBay store, of just having this set. Of course, I'd like to have all the other ones as well, but I really do enjoy just having this particular set, because the people that reach out with the story of, listen pal, you are going to help finish something that my great grandpa couldn't finish. This is really important to me, that sort of thing. So this one here, I was actually checking out beforehand. They really do have all these different books, so it really could be a really solid option for you guys to do if you want to try out selling this set. Of course, $130 plus shipping. It is a little higher than what some of you guys might be up to do yourselves, but it can be really good money. In fact, now that I'm looking at it, part of me is wondering if these are all from the exact set that I have. I think they are. Yeah, you got the speckled stuff. Oh, his is in a little rough of shape. As you guys can see here, you do have the text block. It's a little shop worn. It looks like you might be missing the title page here. So these books that this guy has are not perfect, far from it, but they are pretty dandy. In fact, it might be a lady. I can't really tell by their hand. Judging by the photos, though, I am probably guessing a guy. But with that said, yeah, these books are not perfect. They do have some damage, so maybe that $130 is a bit more what they are actually worth. It's honestly up to you guys to do what you want to do, but for me, these are in the running of something I would consider if I was going to get them for my business. Next up, though, we established all that about the set of books. You guys can actually go out and try to find these deals. With that said, though, this page that I'm on right now, Happy to Be Reading, again, I reached out to that person on eBay and was like, hey, so I bought these things. I have an eBay channel, shared it with everyone, and I think it's really cool. And they messaged back and were like, oh, thanks so much for that. And I was like, I'm probably going to share your store as well because you're nice on my YouTube channel. So keep an eye out for that. So obviously, here's the plug right now. It's not sponsored or anything. I just really liked their store. They had some really good prices. When I bought my stuff, they had a 25% off sales. So if you guys do want stuff, maybe you could just hit that little watch list item, the little heart, to wait for the next sale to come along, or you could just buy it outright, because some of this lady's stuff, I'm assuming it's a lady because it's got pink, some of her stuff is pretty decently priced even without the sale. But some sellers, guys, they do have sales going on, and let's say someone is selling something for a decent price right now. So let's say you have a book that's worth $100, someone sells it for 25% off. You could buy that right now and then sell it, and potentially, even including some eBay fees, you could come out ahead still just by capitalizing on that small discount. Again, this lady here, she had a 25% off discount when I was buying the particular set of books, but it was already worth buying on its own without the discount. The discount just was enough to make me be like, ooh, I can't wait. And for those of you guys that were on my community page of YouTube and saw that I posted about this particular set of the Charles Dickens books and said, hey guys, you should check this out. You guys probably didn't see, or maybe you did see, down in the comment section of that, I commented, you guys got like 1 or 2 hours, or else I'm picking this up myself, and I did pick that up shortly thereafter. It's going to be mine. In fact, it is mine. I'm just waiting for the mail to actually make it officially mine. But with that said, I'm just scrolling through this lady's keep on saying all the wrong things, her eBay store. Just, you guys can stop at any point and look at some of these things like this Waverly Novels set. I think I've actually sold a couple of these in the past. I feel like that $24 that she's asking is actually pretty decent. Oh yeah, especially for that condition that these books are in. So again, guys, some people have some really good prices on their stores. Usually the people that have good things, like really good pricing on their things, usually they're going to have good prices across their whole store, or at least a good number of really good prices on their store, enough to make it really worth checking them out. For me, on my store, guys, I've made it clear in the past, I do have some things that are lower priced than everyone else. I might be undercutting everyone by a little bit. Not enough that you guys could probably buy my stuff and make out in a big way, though. Of course, sometimes I do run some larger sales on my store, so if you guys did find me, it could be worth following my store. I'm not telling you guys what it is, though. But by and large, a lot of people will be pricing their stuff more at the market rate. Other people, though, they are going to be pricing their stuff a whole lot lower, which means you guys can actually buy these things for your own business to resell yourself, and you can actually make some good money. With all that said, though, ooh, what is this? Berlin Diary, and that's interesting. I've heard of that book, and I've seen that book. I think I've seen this book at a couple Friends of the Library sales back west of where I live a little bit. Sorry, some books that I've seen a lot of times sort of catch my eye a little bit more, especially ones with striking colors and certain symbols on it. Cough, cough. It's like, oh, what? Let me look at that again. Of course, there are plenty of other books. I'm not just going to go through this lady's entire store, but you guys can actually go on it yourself and look around. Again, that is Happy to Be Reading. That's just her store name. Be sure to check that out if you guys want to get some good deals. But there are lots of other stores on eBay that you guys can get some really good deals with. With that said and done, let me hop back on over to Big Caleb mode. I'm big now. But with that said, guys, let's think for a second. You're doing all this to source for your business, but if you are doing it the way that I'm doing it, it's because you're finding these things because you are listing these books as you're going. I was listing my Charles Dickens books. I was like, okay, I'm going to sell these one at a time. Let's see what the current market rate is. Was doing that, and I was like, okay. Someone was selling these same books for, I think it was between $28 or $36, somewhere in there, I can't remember, per book. So for me doing $18 each, I guess you could probably make some money buying from my store and selling somewhere else. Of course, I'm not guaranteeing that, not telling you to buy from me. I don't want you to buy from me. In fact, leave me alone. But, of course, I'm sort of joking there. But some of you guys might be thinking, in fact, I had someone comment on that post that I made of sometimes you see the people that are undercutting the market, and some people are literally undercutting the market because they want to be a little sleazy and be like, oh, well, I'm going to sell it for $5 because I can. And some people find that really annoying. Other people, like me, are like, hey, if you're selling it for $5, that means you probably got it for free. It's annoying for me as a business person sometimes, like if I'm competing with Goodwill who got it donated and then they are selling it for $5 and it's like a $500 book. It's like, oh, that's really annoying. Someone else is going to buy that instead of mine. But some of you guys that have a little bit of a shark inside of you are like, that's a tasty little snack for me to pick up, and you might actually go and buy that book for $5 even though it's worth $500, and then you list your current one that you have for that $500. You wait for that other one to come in, and then then you list that one for $500 as well, and boom, that's $1,000 for you, and all it cost was however much that first one cost you, plus that one that you bought for $5. I mean, end of the day, a lot of people will look at that sort of stuff and be like, that's an absolute win. I will pick that up. For me, in my own business, in fact, the set that I just bought, I look at that, I'm like, okay, if I was to sell the entire set that I currently have, I could pay to buy that set from that lady a couple times over. Why would I not do that? Because then I have even more stuff that I know for a fact sells very, very well. Because for me, again guys, with this particular set, I want to continue flipping this set basically for the rest of my days because it has done so well for me. I know there is really good money in this set. It's a slow seller for me every now and then, but end of the day, when I get the sale, I'm getting the sale because I am so stinking awesome. Oh no, it's because I price things really well. Of course, I'm sure a lot of people do get mad because of the whole race to the bottom mentality. Eventually they're like, oh, well, if everyone races to the bottom, then that book's only going to be worth $1. Yes, that's true with new books. Old books, not the same whatsoever. As you guys saw on just a little bit that I showed you guys already on the computer. Well, I looked up that thing, showed you guys a few different listings, but honestly, I went through every single listing a couple of days ago. Out of all the listings for this particular set of books, there was like 12 of them. You cannot race to the bottom successfully when you only have like 12 things. You will have 1 or 2 people try to race to the bottom. Their thing's going to sell. It'll go back to just those 10 listings at the normal price. Everyone else is going to continue trying to sell at that normal price. There will be the people that lowball. Their stuff gets sold. Everyone else, their stuff does sell as well. You're not missing out when you have antique books if you're racing to the bottom or if you're keeping your stuff at the normal price because your stuff is so rare. Race to the bottom, yes, it can impact you with rare books, but by and large, those rare books, those race to the bottom people, they are in, they're out, they don't worry about you ever again. It's the more common books, the let's just say Magic Tree House. Those are the ones that get hit with race to the bottom because everyone and their cat has 15 Magic Tree House books in their basement. In fact, I have oh man, they're in the room behind me actually. I have several stacks of Magic Tree House books that I got from my mom. She is no longer a classroom teacher, so she was getting rid of her classroom library. And from that, I was like, well, I'll sell these. There's not a whole lot of money in them, but I'll sell them. And Magic Treehouse books, guys, those get hit so hard with Race to the Bottom because everyone can get them. People can get them for free. And as such, there's not a whole lot of money to be made. There's not a whole lot of profit to be had in those particular books. However, let's say it was a signed Magic Treehouse first edition. That'll be worth a little bit more, and that will be a lot more rare. Ergo, that's why it's worth more, and that's why you don't have to worry so much about the people that race to the bottom with you. With all that said and done, though, guys, I hope this video was helpful. Again, that eBay store with that nice person that had some really good deals, that is happy to be reading. You guys can check that out yourselves. Of course, there are plenty of other eBay stores that you guys can check out that have some awesome stuff for you to source with. In addition to that, you guys can actually go on like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, all these other places as well. Some people actually do ship out to people if they can get the money in hand to ship it out for really, really good deals. Personally, I prefer doing stuff on eBay because I do my business on eBay, so it's like, might as well, if I'm taking money out of that system, might as well put a little bit back in every now and then. Of course, I don't put all my money back into it because I am a stingy, frugal weirdo that doesn't like spending money, but that's just me. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If it was, please be sure to drop a like, drop a comment, guys, on any really cool places that you guys have actually found to source for books, or maybe don't do that if you want to keep your super secret online sourcing place a secret for yourself. I might be a little bit jealous if you guys have somewhere too good, but if you don't tell me, I can't be jealous of something, I guess. With that said and done, thank you again for watching. Be sure to check out one of my other videos there, and be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.